Next up, we have USI senior guard Vanessa Shafford, all OVC first team selection last season, fourth year with the program. Vanessa, just give us some general thoughts about this upcoming season for you and your team.
Yeah, Coach touched on it a little bit, but after a year like last year where you see a lot of success and you get to do all those things, get to experience all those things, it'll be fun to have this year and a new challenge. Yeah, new season comes with new challenges, and we have a completely different team. We've got some new additions. We obviously had some seniors graduate, so I think with these new additions, with the growth of certain players or all the players on our team, I think it'll be a different year. And you look around the OVC and you see the changes that are being made as well. And you take last year and you learn from it and you grow from it. And I think this year will just be a new year with new challenges and some growth as well.
And then, as questions, let me know. I got one for you first, though. Coach just mentioned it, and I thought it was interesting. Your freshman year, you all are cutting down nets, and you start to transition. And you did make the OVC tournament that first year, then last year to make that jump. So how's that sort of like? I know you still got this year left, the bookend from that Division II experience to like last year's experience before.
Yeah, that Division II experience is also something, I'll never forget. That was a great year. We got to cut down nets here at the arena, and just to go to the NCAA tournament and in any regard is an accomplishment in itself. And getting to experience all that my freshman year was really fun, was really cool. And obviously we found out we were going to make that transition to Division I, and we asked Coach, that was one of our questions, like what championships are we going to be able to compete for. And I think, us, that group of people learning from our freshman year, you're able to carry that over, the lessons that you've learned and how to compete in the postseason. It was definitely a great journey, and I won't forget that ever. But it brought new lessons within that, and I think that move to transition to Division I was something that it was another thing that we're still going to compete. We're still going to be USI basketball within it all, and I think that's something that has helped us throughout.
We'll go to some questions here. Then we got Brad Klein first. Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, Vanessa, you're kind of alluding to last year a little bit, but you were a leader last year, you're a leader this year. How would you evaluate the primary differences between last year on and off the court and this year on and off the court?
Yeah, Coach touched on it. We lost a couple leadership roles within our seniors last year, but embracing those new roles, embracing new leadership, being a senior, being through this for 4 years or three, going on four, you learn a lot. So I think just being able to tell my experiences and tell how I handle them to some of the underclassmen, I think is something that I've really tried to focus on, and allowing them to, ask questions and not being afraid to, which they've been really good about, and just buying into what we do here. And I think that's something that, as a leader, you and me and all our captains, all our seniors have tried to help, being through these experiences and stuff. I think it helps when you hear someone else just tell you it's okay and tell you that, we all go through the same stuff as student athletes. And just making sure that everyone's bought into what we have going on here. And I think that's what's made us so successful is, trusting in our coaching staff, trusting in Coach Stein, and being able to, pass that down and allow our underclassmen to really learn and grow as student athletes as well. I think just from a leadership perspective on and off the court, and using those experiences that I've had to, be a leader in that regard.
Where do you think your team's strengths lie this season?
I think our strengths lie, like I said, buying into our program and trusting each other. I think that's a huge thing. Being able to mesh well, and trusting everybody's embracing their role and what they bring to our team is something that I think is a strength of ours. And as well as just having, the talent that we have. And you have talent, but we also work hard, and having that is something that, you know, you don't see a lot. So I think just buying into our program and trusting what Coach Stein, like I said prior, but trusting what Coach Stein has and our coaching staff has, I think is something that we'll be able to use, you know, going on in our season, and being able to push through things as a team and as a unit, and just fall back on one another is something that we rely upon a lot. So.
If there's one thing that your team needs to do between now and March 4th, 5th, whatever the OVC tournament is, to win another championship, what is that one or two things to be successful?
You know, it's early on in the year, and I think a lot goes into perspective when you start watching games and stuff. Seeing us against another person, I think will help a lot. But you know, growth wise, just understanding, you know, how tough the OVC is. It's a great conference, and um building on our strengths, but also building on our weaknesses. And I think once we start playing other people and watching film and learning and growing from that regard, I think we'll be able to tell a lot more um as far as where we can be. But right now it's just day by day getting better, trying to make getting better every day our goal, and coming in with that same attitude, and um building toughness, and just making sure that we're the hardest working team every night. I think is something that, you know, that those are non-negotiables, and I think we're getting better every day at that as well.
And we got another Rob Calhoun has a question. Go ahead, Rob.
You talked about the underclassmen on the team and leading them. Who are some of the underclassmen that you think will step up for you this year?
You know, we had a lot of freshmen last year, you know, in Trinity and Chloe who played a lot, but you also have Sophia Loden, Lexi Sepulveda, who is our only freshman, and Maya Buchanan, who's a transfer. So that class has made huge impacts for us and as a unit. And you know, Kylie Dennis coming back from injury. You have that group of people who kind of just bought in right away as freshmen. And who have made big impacts, and just seeing their roles develop as leaders too, you know, not being freshmen anymore, having 1 year underneath their belt. And for Lexi being the only freshman, that was a challenge in itself, coming in as the only freshman, but she's been great at embracing that role and just asking questions, and being open to, you know, being bought in basically from day one. So, and Bu as well. So I think that was something that they really could have been not reciprocated to, but I think they've done a really good job.
Anybody else? Any other questions for Vanessa? All right, I got one more, then we'll close. What have you learned about the level of competition, the other teams in the OVC in your 2 seasons, and what do you think it'll be like this year?
There's something I've learned about competition from the OVC is that every night, you know, they're gonna come in. Everybody in the OVC wants to win, and it's a competitive conference that is filled with tons of talent and tons of great players and great teams. You can't really have an off night in the OVC. You have to come in with that chip on your shoulder. You have to come in competitive every night. The OVC is a great conference for that. Just understanding, you know, you have to work harder than the next person, and it's about finishing games. I think the last 2 seasons, you know, you have to play great start to finish in the OVC. It's not about, you know, you have a bad finish, like you have to play good start to finish. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned as well.
Well, Vanessa, thanks for joining us this morning, and best of luck to you and your teammates this season.
Thank you.